rising Falco star. Yeah. I mean, she's super risen at this point. She's like,
yeah, I feel like at some point we have to stop using like star.
We got Ben and Magi coming up.
This is going to be a great-ass match. Those are like one of the best Falcons, one of the best Sheiks here at Combo Breaker.
My name is SASHA Sullivan. My tag is Magi. I'm a professional Melee player and content creator.
But first, I mean, this is a mountain climb, though.
Doesn't even try to go back. Knows that she's too far away.
Cooked.
When Magi's getting stocks, it is, I've gotten a combo and you are exploding it.
Exactly. Looking much better for Magi right now.
A lot of people have tried to recreate like Melee, and I think some of them do a pretty good job, and I think if I started with those games, I would feel the same way about Melee that I feel about those games, but like, I don't know, man. Like, I've been playing a lot of other games, but I think recently it's like, wait a second, those games fucking suck. Melee's fun as fuck.
Every single game, Magi's just getting a little bit faster, a little bit.
True.
Like the combos are getting a little bit more aggressive. Not calling Ben out of this, but Magi certainly
her confidence is like really high right now.
3-1 Magi, but all of those were heaters. All of those came down to last stock.
For a lot of my casual time, like especially when I was really young, I was into speedrunning in the Yu-Gi-Oh community, and I had friends in the Yu community that I still am close to today, but like it was always like, it wasn't really the game that like connected us. It was kind of like, oh, like we like begrudgingly play this game so we have an excuse to hang out. But I felt like with Melee, it was like a lot more of like, we're here because of fucking Melee, and it's super sick. And it was like, for some reason, there's a lot of overlap with like the Melee scene from those two scenes, and I heard from like a bunch of like the random speedrunners that Melee was going to be at EVO, so I tuned into that. But the thing that really sealed it was like the L input, or like the shield input on the game controller was like one of my favorite, like literally my favorite button to press. So like the fact that it was like so seamlessly implemented in that whole game is like that. I think that was a big reason why like literally the moment that I L canceled the first time, like I knew like that was like, it linked perfectly. Like it feels good to play. It was perfect. Melee is just so good. I've never played a game like Melee. For a long time, I was like seeking like a Melee type of game where it was very technical, like there's canceling, there's like a lot of like inputs, and specifically like Sakurai recently like, you know, talked about Melee and how it caused tendinitis because like he knows like shit, like fucking people like Hacks Money like fucking got tendinitis, you know?
Just the years of Melee had caused the arthritis, and the combination of that is supposedly like the worst thing that this doctor had ever seen for the thumb.
There's just a lot to take in. There's percent DI, SDI, and there's so many small things like that in Melee that like, there's a theory that like someone time traveled and made Melee because like there's too many small things that like line up. I don't think there's ever going to be a game that quite gets it like Melee does. People always call it a beautiful accident, and like I played every casual game like it was Melee, and I was always like, man, like this isn't it. It's either a beautiful accident or someone fucking time traveled. It's one of those two things, and I think that's why like I think it's very hard for anything to feel like Melee does to me. With Falco, they're just like, he kind of has two options no matter what, where a lot of characters only have one option in like specific spots where it's like, okay, like you're literally out of options, like you can't reach. It just so happens to be like exactly the way I like playing. Like I like the rhythm that you have to play him in. Like he's not like fucking like bursting all the time. Like he's like, you know, you have to kind of pace yourself the whole time. I think his combo tree plus his jump height, like all of that like sync together. His shine even, like his shine is like what really fucking like puts it all together. You could combo anybody in the fucking cast. I think he's the only character that really combos like that, so I think that's why like that wasn't even why I went to him necessarily, but that's why I stuck with him.
We've made it to top 6 here at Combo Breaker Melee Singles. I'm here with Toph. I'm Chroma. Welcome back. You're about to see some evil, evil things. You're going to see Falco, Ganon.
As long as you don't feel that fear, I mean, it really is an emotional battle, I think, for that character.
It is.
He needs to make you feel like, oh, wait a minute, you know, you got to doubt your game plan.
Just, you know, familiarity and neutral combo. DI is going to be a big thing. Ganon, big body, but hits hard.
Totally. comboing into the down air with the weak back air.
But Mech's got invincibility and stage and gets a throw in, gets the Nair extension, 2 of them.
2 Nairs, stomp.
Massive stomp.
The combo ends, but 94 damage applied in the meantime. Up air is going to keep Magi off stage.
Magi missing a ledge dash. That Bear's going to close it out, 1-1. Now we have a set. Plenty of places to go. I almost think final if you think that chain grab's going to come.
Right. I kind of saw Magi. She kind of like did a head shake thing. It was like, I shouldn't be doing that down. What am I doing?
That was almost just death. We get the pillar.
Hold on with power shields amidst the laser storm.
Mech's also mixing in the Gerudo dot, and then that's what you were talking about. And look how fast Magi was to say, you're not jumping out of here. Stage positioning is so important in this matchup.
All right, go out there.
Yeah.
Especially with the stock lead.
You have to imagine Yoshi's here.
Yoshi's is, I think, the pick. The problem is, like, Falco's also just good.
Falco loves it here.
You gotta respect Magi on the ledge, especially that right ledge. But I mean, this is
Magi's just gonna run straight at Mech for the rest of this game, I think. Has plenty of resources. It's over.
Yeah, no reason not to. Very well played.
Gave Ganon the boots.
That's how you gotta do it.
I think one extra bit of context that makes my life make more sense is that I was homeschooled and I didn't get to travel till like 2018. So much of my experience was in Louisiana Melee, which I'm very thankful because I really like Louisiana Melee a lot. A southern homegrown scene is like probably the best way to describe it. I know like some people have had different experiences with the Melee community or like SASHA community in general. So I feel like I'm very lucky to have like a fucking specific like part of the scene that was like so sick. I know the pockets of the scenes that like they were still transphobic and like, you know, they still exist and everything. I think it was like kind of like a work in progress type of thing where I think most people just had good intentions and they're like, cool, like let us know what makes you feel comfortable. I think that was like the general impression I got. Not completely 100%, but we're a welcoming scene and I'm happy for that. The scene's like, I think, you know, in a really good spot in regards to that. I did get really lucky, and I will say that I think a big contributing factor to my experience was that I was already good. I think if I came out before I got good at Melee, I would have had maybe more pushback, or people would have like maybe not respected me as much, and it would have been a lot harder to stay in the scene and get good at Melee. It's already hard to humanize me in the first place, but especially the way the internet works now, like I'm just pixels on the screen for so many people, like even for like people watching this fucking documentary probably, you know? And so if we had to start over and I had to come out today and there weren't that many like trans people like in the scene, then there might have been like more, like it might have had a more chaotic response. But I think at the time it was just like, oh, okay, like whatever, it's cool.
Don't be mean on the internet. That's my final sentence that I find important in this video is don't be mean on the internet. Don't be mean in general, but especially don't be mean on the internet because it's just weird and it's hard, and the dehumanization of everyone around us that's on a TV screen has like not caused all these problems, but is definitely contributing to them. And it would be awesome if we just consistently try to like make everyone stay better. Yeah. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Welcome back to Combo Breaker Top 4 Melee Singles. 8 winners, we have Josh Man and we have Magi.
Right.
This is just a W for the Spacey fans.
You know, 2 Spacey, so I think understand the matchups, the relative matchups pretty well.
Very, very well. Magi navigated it so quickly.
Like, she knows too much.
She does. She's seen too much. She knows too much. She must be stopped, but not by Andy Fox here. Yeah, it was really like...
Not yet.
Josh's hits and combos
were
never the easy thing.
A big inspiration that still to this day is Taylor HJ, who's like the former #1 in Louisiana, and he was very, like, he welcomed me with open arms. Like, he went out of his way to be like, yo, you're the kid from that tournament, because we went to the same card shop, like, we should play sometime. And I can't fathom how much of an impact he had in my life, especially like in the early stages of getting comfortable with the scene. and it's like funny, but I think Melee's just kind of small. So I think at the time especially, like it was like, yo, we gotta get anyone that we can get. Now we're like kind of on the tail end of that. Like there's like a new community with new people in it, and we have new sources of like exposure. Like Ludwig is probably almost certainly the biggest source of exposure that Melee has right now is Ludwig. And so like in some ways we're like bigger, but in other ways we're not. And like I don't know. I think in a lot of ways Nintendo is probably happy that it didn't. That Melee didn't become what like it could have. It's technically been a love-hate relationship. Like technically, there have been times, you know, when Smash 4 came out, they had like Sakurai came on stage and they did an invitation with top players, and you know Reggie said no John. Nintendo just like generally does not like competitive things in their games. They want every single person that ever touches the game to walk away with a good time. And I can see how competitive things and challenging things kind of goes against that. I think the moment that like truly set it in for me, there was the Nintendo Treehouse. That was like kind of like the YouTube channel where it's like, okay, like this is like the gateway to the community. It's like, all right, these two people are going to be the connection between Nintendo and the community. And they talked about how this one specific story where they wanted to do a Nuzlocke, which is a non-hacked, like it's just it's playing Pokemon with a rule set basically. And they were like, yo, like so many people in the Pokemon community love this. Like it's like, you know, it's kind of like the competitive like entry into like Pokemon or whatever. Like, you know, like this would be a really fun thing to like have Nintendo officially do a Nuzlocke. And those two people almost got fucking fired.
And they thought they were gonna fire us.
They said, here's what we think. Bam!
Yeah, no, seriously. I was like, oh shoot.
It was like they said slurs on the Nintendo channel. And I think that perspective like helped me a lot. With, like they have shut down so many things that are related to the Melee scene that it's so hard for me to like ever have an interpretation that's not clearly that like they just don't fucking want us here, and like we're like an annoying cockroach at this point. Like we've been playing the same like save Smash game for 20 goddamn years. Like if they didn't like us before and they still don't, then like at this point we're just a fucking annoyance. I think Melee could have been like one of the biggest games of all time, like, and it still kind of did, and it kind of is, but it definitely got fucking kneecapped by Nintendo, and it's so sad. If this game was made by literally any other company, like, I think Melee players would be fucking millionaires. But it wasn't, and that's just kind of how it is, and it sucks. But, yep, that's Nintendo's relationship, I think.
We saw that before once, where
Wow.
you saw Josh giving Ben the space to dash attack bad, and then, you know,
Oh, Josh Ben getting a
back
grab.
That's massive. Oh,
Wow,
he goes
drill.
for drill grab.
Not a true combo. 90% is not enough. Oh, it catches Ben up there.
And the final prank is the strongest. Josh Man's mix-up at the end there takes it.
I wonder if that's exactly what he needed to try for this run back against Magi. Not only is Magi coming from winners, but I would say the set was convincing enough that, like, does Josh Man
take a game?
You know, I think that Josh Man really was, in the second half of that game, playing a lot better than the first half.
I think so, too.
So in that sense, you know, on a psychological level, we might be back.
I think so. They're getting closer and closer, these games.
So much of Melee has momentum, and yeah, maybe Magi started to feel a little bit of the pressure.
Yeah, a bit.
She really has not been dropping many combos, but did drop that one. Just the momentum might slowly be shifting. And what's the edge guard going to be? Goes high.
We finally cover it, and we're on the board.
We're on the board in a major way. Josh Man honestly playing really well.
And now we're on Battlefield.
Oh.
Again. Oh,
Dash
now missed the
attack.
tech.
Wow.
That's right. That's a tech trap.
Yeah, that is really awkward to tech for sure.
It is unpleasant to be put in that situation.
Oh, the up air is so crucial right there to extend the combo.
Can we get to game 5, or is it going to be Magi the champion of Combo Breaker?
Yeah, Josh Man trying to run in right now. Whoa.
Running out of shield.
What an up tilt from Magi.
Off stage, getting the lasers. Do we go for it? Do we down air? Do we go for it? No, we
She almost had the read. Oh, that is a big grab.
And Josh Man tech chase. Ah, it's the reversal.
Magi gets the down air.
Magi is your Combo Breaker champion.
And that puppy got the boots.
When I first started with Melee, like, I mean, I had nothing else. I only had Melee. I was homeschooled and I didn't care about school. It just like, I didn't have that many friends. Melee was literally all I had. If Melee has ever kind of sparked an interest in you, you should try it because it's probably sick. And like, it does hit a specific audience. It might not be for you, but the offline is so sick. Like playing offline Melee is sick, hanging out with people is sick. The Smash community generally is pretty sick. It's a little bit RNG. You might have a scene that's not fun. Who cares? Like it depends. But try it out. Despite everything that I said about all of the negative things about everything, I still really enjoy Melee, and it makes everything that I said worth it. So I would say go home and play Melee. That's what I have to say.